In terms of battery technologies that might compete with lithium-ion, the first thing to be mentioned is that lithium-ion is not a single technology. When I referred earlier to the fact that there's a very rich roadmap ahead of us, right? Using lithium as the working ion, as the key chemical component, allows you to actually adopt a lot of different variants of rechargeable batteries. So for example, today, there's a lot of effort, and we're involved in such research efforts ourselves, in developing a lithium metal electrode-based rechargeable battery. Lithium ion today does not use lithium metal, but if we were able to use lithium metal as one of the electrodes, it would immediately allow about a 2 to 3-fold increase in the energy density of today's batteries. Now, some might say that that's not lithium ion, something well beyond lithium ion. Well, regardless of what you call it, right, it's still on the roadmap, and it's something that our approach and our technology can manufacture. So we include that in what we call lithium ion. Right? There certainly are a lot of other chemistries being explored all the time: lithium sulfur, lithium oxygen, and others. And I think that what we are focused on is the fact that as these other technologies become developed, if the chemistry proves itself to be useful and successful and low cost, we will have a way of dropping it into 24M's approach. Right? It's hard to predict the future, especially in batteries. Right? And so the near-term roadmap is fairly clear. The longer-term roadmap, there are a broad range of options. One of the future applications that we hear a lot about now is electric flight, right? And so that begins with drones, and a better drone battery is something that many people would like to have, but also manned flight in terms of both hybrid and all-electric aircraft. So all-electric aircraft for short range, hybrid for longer range. And so that whole discussion in the industry has just gotten started. There are multiple efforts in laboratories and companies, including startup companies, around that. And so it's yet another large sector, industrial sector, in which better batteries can really make a difference. We're a startup battery company, and being a startup battery company is a tough job.
It is a tough job. Being a startup generally is a tough job.
And we know a number of models for startups in the battery space that have not been successful, and we've lived some of those. Right? And so with 24M, we're really in search of the right business model. Right? What is the right way to grow a new battery company? Right? And our approach is to partner. And I think Rick can address specifically how we partner and what types of partners we're looking for.
Yeah. So the reason we chose partnerships is because as a small company, it's very difficult to raise the capital to build factories, buy equipment, or to develop a sales force, and then go out and sell the product, and then warranty the product for the 15 or 20 years that's necessary for customers, because you don't have a big balance sheet. And so rather than repeat the mistakes of others, we said to at least get started, we're going to look for partnerships, people that have an immediate need for the technology, like the idea of manufacturing themselves, and will share enough economics with 24M so we can launch the company. Once we get through a few partnerships, the aperture of opportunity opens for us. We could continue if this model works, and we're pulling more companies that don't want to be reliant on just a couple of large battery manufacturers, and that could work for a long time. But once we achieve some level of revenue and we've demonstrated how well this technology works, then we would also have opportunities to selectively build factories of our own in market segments of our choosing, and we could go in a different direction. So we first have to get over the startup hurdle, and once we do, I think we have many more opportunities.